Well, Elon Musk is under federal investigation over his $44 billion deal with Twitter. Authorities say they're investigating the billionaire's conduct linked to that deal. And earlier this month, Musk re-entered his deal to buy Twitter for $54.20 per share. This halted the tech giant's lawsuit against Musk to allow time to let that deal close. So joining me now is Dr. Olaf Groth, professor at UC Berkeley's Haas School of Business. So what do you think of the latest developments, and do you think Musk can actually become a leader for Twitter?
Well, it's good to see you again, Ryan, and never a dull moment with Mr. Musk, right? We're going to have to see about that. He now has to close the deal, and the question you're asking is the $44 billion question, and it comes down to essentially two things. One is his leadership style. He's a mercurial, startup CEO, a revolutionary who's been, very successful with his style, but also obviously ruffled a lot of feathers. And a true change maker eventually will have to get people behind him and pull the cart out of the ditch, because he's correct, of course, that Twitter has been underperforming. So the company does need to change itself and get to higher growth horizons, as it were. But he's going to have to, unify the employees. That means he's going to have to weed out senior management, keep good people, and those are not always the people that agree with you, and also make sure that employees feel safe, right? A culture of fear in a company like that is not very hierarchical, contrary to an automaker or an aerospace company. They need to be led very differently. So cull, yes, but make sure that you're very thoughtful about this and end up with a team that can execute. And that gets you to the second question, which is one of vision and strategy, right? And here he wants to turn this thing into what he calls sort of X, and X here stands for something like, akin to a very highly integrated company like WeChat out of China, for instance, with very different service offerings. If the authorities in Washington let him get away with that integrated model, and they don't always like that kind of model, then he's going to have to figure out how to do that and what to do. Right now, he's got a chance here to really do something truly revolutionary, which means opening up Twitter, democratizing the ownership structure, letting people truly in diffused fashion govern this thing and run it as a global news network that does more than amplify divisive noise. And the question is, can he do that with blockchain, with crypto, with Web3 type applications? And can he create something truly novel? We'll have to see. This is a turnaround. It's not a thorough startup anymore.
Yeah, never a dull moment with Elon Musk. Okay, switching gears. U.S. officials are closing off China's access to critical semiconductor technology and artificial intelligence. Can you tell us about that, and how could it impact us here in the Bay Area?
Yeah, so these new rules by the Department of Commerce come on the heels of an executive order in September that was a fairly substantial crackdown on critical U.S. technology. We call it deep tech, science-driven technology that is foundational for the economy and for society, and that included things like artificial intelligence and life sciences, synthetic biogenetics, et cetera, and also chips. And so these new rules now from the Department of Commerce hone in on chips, tools, and software used to make chips, and essentially prohibit those technologies from getting into Chinese hands, enabling Chinese institutions potentially ending up in Chinese weapon systems or surveillance systems. And so the impact of this is actually quite substantial. It's going to limit how much California-based and U.S.-based, but we are in California, right? Companies here can market to China and really elsewhere, even to allies, Germany, Israel, Netherlands, Belgium, Japan, South Korea, for instance, that will then integrate our products into products that make it into Chinese hands. And so this is a fairly complex undertaking. Intel, Qualcomm, AMD, NVIDIA, I'm sure, are preparing for this hot and heavy right now because a lot is at stake. Now, luckily, the Biden administration is assembling, slates and panels of experts to help them sort through all of this on a global basis, work with allies to figure this out. And so a lot of those will, I would assume, come from the Bay Area, and that will hopefully contribute to us being on a healthy path forward on this.
And Germany's largest power producer recently bought Con Edison's clean energy business. So is this move actually going to kick off a wave of companies following suit?
Yeah, this is driven by two different things, right? One is that Europe's energy sector is in disarray, right? On one hand, Europe needs to build new renewable energy capacity hard and fast to not be so dependent on oil and gas, especially oil and gas from Russia. And yet they're imposing a lot of price caps, right? So that means that companies that are based in Europe are saying, well, if you do that, then how feasible is it for me to invest in this new infrastructure? And then, of course, we have the other side of the Atlantic here in the United States now investing the better part of $359 billion as part of the Inflation Reduction bill, which is really a climate bill, right? And much of that goes to energy infrastructure. So these companies are coming over here saying, hey, that's juicy. I want to be able to capitalize on that and be part of that renewable energy revolution. So yes, I do believe that is the first of a wave of companies that will be investing. Shell, for instance, under its new CEO, is rumored to be planning something like that. There are some Asian companies that are eyeing acquisitions. So this will probably make America, a battleground for international companies getting in, and that will bring a lot of capital and technology, but also, the exact same issues we just talked about, of course, also with regard to the chips field.
Always good information, always dropping some knowledge. Dr. Olaf Groth from UC Berkeley Haas School of Business, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Ryan.